Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our 170th broadcast here tonight. I'm not sure if any of you can hear me and picking up signal. It's unfortunate tonight that we are out of state and I'm currently in the Manchester, New Hampshire. Tonight, some of the other panelists have said they won't make it to the show. Um, I don't know if we're going to be here long, but it will just be for an hour broadcast just to discuss some of the trending issues in the country. So if you're picking up signal, just let me know quickly, so at least we can have a moment together. Again, we always say that this stuff has to do with people being busy. People have work to do. People have their lives to live, and the sacrifices put into this is unexplainable. And so we hope that our audience tonight will understand that, you know, you can take the cow to the river, but you can't force it to drink. And so sometimes these circumstances come about where, our colleagues will have things to do. As you can see, currently the lighting and everything look a little dark tonight because, again, as I said, this is a transit studio. We had to travel out of state on personal matters. And so, as usual, we don't want to kind of let our viewership down. And so we thought to still hold the broadcast. So tonight, again, welcome this 170th broadcast. We ask all of you to join us here and please share the link. Raymond Clark, thank you for coming in tonight. Fortune on you. It's always good to see you, my brother. Thank you so much for your commitment. We pray that a lot of folks will join us here. But again, as I said, we're just doing our broadcast. Farfi Sharif, thank you for coming in. And, you know, it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays and Fridays and 11 p.m. in Liberia. So again, we say welcome wherever you are. Please share the link, invite others to join us here tonight. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Volcano Shelton. Let me see if I can pick up Moses Sandy on his end. Moses, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Volcano. I know sometimes challenges, all over the place, but again, it's good to team up with you this evening. This is a full time commitment we have dedicated ourselves to. So we come here every Tuesday, every Friday, to help our people, to educate them, to inform them, to entertain them. So I'm happy to be here with you this evening. I know our other colleagues, you already said it. They may not be in tonight, but I think we are ready to keep, the ball rolling. Thank you.
Yeah, so as I said, it'll just be an hour broadcast. So we just need to just pocket everything that we're doing right now and just stay focused on the crust of the conversation tonight. We're going to carry memory lane, of course. Uh, Dr. Mani Sumo wrote a very nice piece that will be bringing to the audience. Again, I'm dark, as you can see. The lighting will try our best, but it's unfortunate that we can't uproot the entire professional studio, so we have a transit studio, and we try to patch up things when we travel just to make
Yeah,
sure the broadcast is carried. But again, it has nothing to do with all of the flashiness. It has to do with the content. It
the
has to do
content
with
is
the
what matters. Yeah.
conversation, what we're going to be discussing tonight. So good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Thank
Listen,
you.
Moses, a lot of things been happening. One of the things that caught my eye is this Kush thing that is going on right now in Liberia. That's one of the most trending news, as you can see. Video footages coming, still pictures of people who are hooked on this new drug. Uh, what they're doing, the imagery is just graphic. And I hope I didn't use a drink that they king juice and tea. The other one here now is two basking juice, you know. So I have a footage I want to play so we can go into the conversation. But honestly, I know that with social media, a lot of people have already seen it. But it's always good to you know share these kinds of things because hopefully some folks seen it, but others may not have had the opportunity. Adiaha Umo, thank you for joining us. Dr. Sumo, thank you. We're looking forward to a good conversation. Farfi Sharif, welcome, my brother. It's good to see you here. But let's go to that clip quick,
So
Moses.
yeah, Volcano, please, I wanted to suggest something. We got two stories that already broke. If we can just share that quickly, and then we go to our discussion, if you mind, we can, talk about that.
I would choose to come back to that story since we already set
Okay,
the tune. Yeah,
okay, yeah, go ahead.
okay. So let's just add this in there and, you know,
Okay, yeah. The video gone blind.
what's wrong with
Okay,
it, man? Yeah.
maybe you can just keep it like that. You think so?
Again, that's what happens. But just a gist of what we wanted to put out here so that folks can have an understanding idea. Where you seen a man stand stationary, he slumps over, but he can't fall. The other man, I don't know that bag or what he was carrying, but he almost like completely tilted
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
and he holding on to the bag, but he can't fall.
Hmm. But
Go ahead.
yeah, what what it is, Volcano. I'm sure you may have also seen the other video a few weeks ago that the guy was banking his head on the pole. You saw that, right? It's like you go,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I saw that.
I,
And,
you
and
know,
our
go ahead.
our internet may not be too strong tonight
Okay.
because
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
yeah. From there, I can't even get phone signal. I'm in New Hampshire,
Okay.
and that's like out of the world, closer to me. So let's
Way
do our
up
best.
there. Yeah. But what I was saying is that Volcano, this problem we're talking about is very profound. It's a significant challenge. Uh, this morning I had the opportunity of listening to President Weah, and he shamefully told Liberians that one of the accomplishment of his administration since ascending to the presidency is investment in the youth population of Liberia.
Hmm.
For Kenya, that's true. The Liberia that you and I grew up in, did you see people doing what we just saw in that video? Look at the prevalence of drug addiction in the country. Young people with bleak future. And you have a president who comes to do a comparison between what happened in the past and what is happening now. You
But
told
good
people,
good good you
yeah,
said
go ahead.
good
Mhm.
you said the prevalence, right?
Yeah.
But how about the prevalence of Zegwe? Oh,
Yeah,
say
yeah, that's what they use the people for. Yeah,
yeah,
Zekwe.
that, yeah. So that's the prevalence of it
Mm-hmm.
because I don't remember our town having any kind of
When I didn't see that.
battle cry and slogan. The only thing we used to do when we go play football game on the bus, beat it, drop,
Yeah,
beat it,
draw beat it.
down,
Yeah,
and.
yeah.
But that was it. I don't
That was
remember.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
remember man just stay in the street all day. The
mhm,
president come to the airport, you got battle cry man is just in the background.
yeah.
If
Mhm.
any foreign president comes with this president.
Yeah,
No people then that go stand to the airport and be making all that noise. I mean, how have we reduced to the lowest?
to the
That's why I was
lowest.
thinking to myself, where is the
Yeah,
civilization of Liberia now? But I
yeah.
just wanted to throw the prevalence you talked about.
Mhm.
It's not just a drop. When he says he's talking about giving, empowering the
Investment
young
in the
people
youthful
and investing in the
population.
youth,
Yeah.
invest in the youth by Zegwe Zegwe, you
Mhm.
invest in the youth by Jose, is that an investment? But go ahead. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
you know,
put
so
that
the
in.
president said his administration has invested a lot in the young people of Liberia. So when you do the comparison with the Salif, we did not see people looking like zombies in Salif
But Eddie
administration.
people made a song, you remember? Eddie
Yeah,
made a song. Eddie made a
yeah,
zombie song for the man.
yeah, yeah. Salif administration, we just came from civil war. We had this problem, but not at the level at which they are now.
You mean Civil
Uh,
War.
yeah, we had civil war. Yeah, not at the level at which the problem is now. We saw that with Charles Taylor administration, and other administration. But for someone who mounts the podium to boast that one of his most significant accomplishments in less than 6 years is investment in the young people of Liberia, that's untruthful.
And let me add quickly, investment
Yes.
in motorbike riders,
Oh yeah. Okay.
investment
Fine. Yeah.
investment in making the young people motorbike riders, investment
Motorcyclist.
in suppressing the future for education
Hmm.
because now they have become adults, they have become breadwinners. This is the new trade. This is the new vocation. This is how they're going to be, for the rest of their lives. You're talking about more than 1.5 million young people just riding motorbikes, and this is a new trade. This is a new professional job.
Hmm.
So, what happens to those people when a motorbike spoils?
Forget about motorbike even sponsor Volcano. Let's look at the implication of all these things that we just talked about. There's a correlation between crime and unemployment. There's a correlation between addiction and crime. When you have a young group of people waking up in the morning that are literally bored, got nothing to do, what do you think those people will do? They start breaking into homes. The people are unemployed. Criminal activities goes high. You're going to see a hike in crime rate. Like those guys that were just looking at the other man were looking like a zombie. Or Volcano, when an individual becomes an addict, it means that substance use has taken control of the person's ability to function effectively. You become addict when you are hooked to a substance. It means that the substance use has become your foremost objective in life. You wake up in the morning, the only thing you want to do is to be under the influence of substance. In the brain, that's what they call serotonin. It's a chemical. When you use a substance after a given period of time, the gratification, the mood which you experience from that, your brain get adjusted to that. Volcano, when it is time for you to use, so like the guys who are doing the kush or whatever, when it is time for them to experience that, it doesn't matter whether they're going to break into people's stores, they're going to steal people's cell phones, they're going to rob other people, they're going to do anything they can. The only thing that matters is that the man wants to experience that. That's what happened.
But let's think about it. Here's the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We
Hmm.
don't know what's robust program in place. We understand the Ministry of Youth budget is one of the smallest budgets in the country. So,
Hmm.
what is the investment in youth that this president is talking about? Is it because he goes to his rally and he see all these young people who are idle, who they hear say, "Oh, they're giving $20 per person. Oh,
Hmm.
that go hustle that did it bread to go get."
Hmm.
So when he sees all of these young people, all over the streets over there, jam-packed the party headquarters. Then he feels that the people or the young people love him,
They love him, yeah.
and he feels that they they are answerable to his call.
Oh yeah.
And the few young people he put in his government. In fact, I shared something with you. If you looked, the LBS Director General
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
made a flyer
Mm-hmm.
uh, praising the mayor for empowerment, that she was a cub reporter to an administrator and now a director general.
Yeah.
So she's one of the people who feel that she's a youth that the president we
Elevated.
are
Yeah.
elevating.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how many other youth? I don't know, but I mean, granted, you just one out of the millions of young people, one out of the million. Moses, I've not seen any country where the young people just so idle. My brother,
No.
you mean like look on social media. The evidence are there. Look on social media. Every little thing these people gather, they're singing in the street, they're riding motorbike, they're making noise. This is the country. This is the country that this president is bragging about.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a country really for real
The
that
man
you're
said
bragging about?
the man said his administration has invested significantly in education. Is that true? Look at it.
No, no.
If 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 you
It-
say you invest in education, right, in reference to the youth or the young people of Liberia volcano, it means that the government would have been what training people and giving them employable skills, right, volcano? But when you have majority of the people, the only thing to do is to ride motorbikes, to rob people, break into homes, and run behind party officials. These guys are used as what? Objects. You show up today, you have $5,000. You want people to meet you at the airport. You send that money to Monrovia, you will be giving a heroic welcome. Because why? The people have nothing to do. The first law of nature is self-preservation. When you send them chicken change, they want to eat. The people are only surviving. I mean, are only looking forward to what? What they can eat for the next day. They are in the state of what? Survival. They are in survival mode. No future plan.
but let's articulate the issue of his investment in education. Is it
Yes.
because he, you know, say it's free?
Yeah,
Or
you
what
say
is?
it's free and you
I'm
pay
coming.
wise fees.
Yeah, I'm coming. So it's free and you're paying Wi-Fi. Is that an investment in education? When the
Yeah.
free education you're giving is least amongst your compatriots around the sub-region, when the free education you're giving is not comparable, it's
Not
not on
comparable.
par, when the very instructors themselves, professors, are having problem with imparting knowledge because of the lack of resources.
Mhm.
When the school buildings and the amenities in the school are all broken down in peril, you
The
call that
teachers are
investment
not
in
paid.
education?
Yeah, they ain't got
When
an
you go in
investment.
the Leeward counties, all over the place, they have volunteer teachers.
Yes.
And how you call them teachers? Some of them are ninth grader, they
Mhm.
drop up, but then they're teaching ABC,
Yeah.
first grade, second grade, third grade, all the way.
You
So the
get
people,
one man
yeah,
who's stopping in ninth grade, the man is teaching up to eighth grade.
yeah.
And that's what
And
Mr. Weir is boasting about.
una ninth grade will not even comparable. so 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 the one he teaching now is just make a whole mess, my man. What type of trouble is this? The poor country see, my man. What
I
type
mean, you
of
see,
what type of trouble is this, Moses?
you see
The
bad
poor
luck.
country, yeah. So how can you say you invest in education when it's
Invest in
so
education.
substandard? We agree you made education free. We
Yeah.
agree you pay wise fees. But what
Yeah.
are the resources? How well the teachers are being paid?
Forget
How
it.
how how much investment you're putting in these institutions?
Yeah. How
You
much?
just create freedom and there's no price.
Are you
Freedom
giving it?
comes with a price.
Of course.
Every free thing comes with a price. But you give freedom no price. You pay Wi-Fi, thousands of students fail. no repercussion.
Yeah, yeah. People just go and take it and fail. Then the
Yeah, and
next
they
day again
feel
you pay.
that. So
You
that
just
means
keep paying.
you're the one creating the problem, Mr.
Yeah.
President.
Yeah.
You didn't set any standard. Say, listen, we'll pay your wife fee after
Yeah.
you complete and pass.
Yeah.
But you pay
You
it
know.
up front, everybody fee, and
And
you take pride in that, and you say you pay wife fee.
that's what Mr. Cummings calls insanity. When you do one thing repetitively,
But
no alteration, but you expect different result.
if but
That's
Moses,
insanity. Yeah.
this is where the Minister of Education answers solely. But all of these guys are answerable to the
But what
president
you expect
to the
answer
point
to
that they can't
say?
even tell the president, Mr. Imperial, you are naked. They're not able to tell the president, say,
Nah.
Mr. President, this thing you're doing is good. This gesture is here, but let's think it through.
Yeah.
Let's strategize. Let's put some mechanisms in place that will make it effective and resourceful and beneficial.
Yeah.
Don't just say you're paying wire fee and you're wasting out the country money. The wire fee you're paying out your money, so we are not your money.
Yeah.
You allow that in the budget just so you can get the glory that 10 years from now, children will say, oh, we have one president who paid all the wire fee.
Yeah. And then what
That's all it
happened?
is.
So and Volcano this problem we're talking about, it has gotten so bad that people have been given negative, labels. They refer to them as Zogos. And the population is expanding every day. You go to Grand Jida, there are Zogos. You go to Lofa, the number is high. You go Maryland, they are there. They are in Kakata. Monrovia own don't talk about it. That's their home. And the president pays no attention. I had the opportunity of listening to the Minister of Youth and Sports on Spoon TV, and they asked government's investment in addressing the problem of addiction in the country. The Minister of Youth and Sports could not articulate that. He talked about youth, some kind of a youth program. How much did the government allocate? I think he said the government allocated a little over $1 million. For Canada, you allocate $1 million? Because the international community said, I think the international community have pledged that they were going to give them something like $30 million. And the government itself committed $1 million to that. Volcano, you and I, we in
But
it,
but but
we
the
are,
legis
yeah,
but the legislature
yeah,
can pocket 90 million plus.
90 million plus.
90 million plus for
Yeah.
100 and some more people, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
90 million plus. Then you're talking about 3 point something million youth.
Yes.
You get a $1. I mean,
Yeah.
$1 million.
$1 million. And you
So
have a
that 50,
problem.
so I think that 50 cents to a person.
Mm-hmm. Volcano, you and I are in human services. If you really want to address the problem of addiction in a country, it's not only going to be, telling people you go psychotherapy, or counseling, you sit and talk to them. You also have to what? Medicate. Some of these guys, they need to be put on medication because substance use also come with problem of mental health. You need to address that. So you have to do it concomitantly. You have to address both. So that's why sometimes when you hear people talk about dual diagnosis, it means the man has problem with substance use and the man also has problem with mental health. So how do you address all these problems? Volcano, an educated psychologist. You want to hire somebody from abroad to go to Liberia to become a counselor, to run a drug or to run the addiction program. You're going to pay the man $2,000 a month. You think that man will go to Liberia to go work for you? If you hire, let's say hypothetically, you hire about 10 individuals who say will make the sacrifice and go to Liberia to help solve this problem. And you say you're going to pay each of them $50,000 a year, which is very, very low. But they say, it's for our country, we're going to do that. When you pay 10 persons for Canada, $500,000 right there.
So I only 500,000 left.
So how you going to build the clinics?
I ain't gonna put drugs
How
in it.
are you going to
I
feed the people? How are you going to buy the
no,
drugs? And you have a president. I don't know whether all the guys who circle themselves around the president, whether they do sit with him and do critical analysis.
the better can be playing Ludo, my man. Ludo and Chekhov. Now what they can be playing the Jamaica Resort. People
Yeah,
who go there, I want to say. Is that
you
all
know?
the man? They just go sit down. The minister go sit down with the president all weekend. They play Ludo and Chekhov. Then he
Yeah,
be like, boo, boo,
yeah,
boo.
yeah. No, because
People
like
got too much
me,
free time, my man.
yeah, like me, Volcano. Do you think I want to go to Liberia and work for $50,000 a year? I'm beyond that. You would not do that.
I love for country.
I mean, a pure sacrifice.
Yeah, that was see love for country.
It's a significant sacrifice. And we say, okay, look, my man, you know what? We just want to do it because the love of country will get on the ground.
But
We
first
get,
of all,
yeah.
between me and you, I can't
Mhm.
go down there and work for fifty thousand
But
dollars.
men are
When
small.
I come
You
in
know,
now,
but
I
men are
come in.
small
But
money back.
yeah, but listen to me now. Let me make a case. When you got a representative who has not even written, I won't say a bill. I say a policy.
Yeah,
Just one policy.
yeah.
Policy on trash. They're making what $8,000 getting gas and all of that. When you
Yeah,
multiply it by 12,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I can't. I should be the one to
Yeah, you the
sacrifice for a
professional man
representative.
with all
Yeah,
our years of
a
education and then
representative.
go make sacrifice.
Yeah, or the
Really?
senator should be making $50,000
Yeah,
a
15
month,
GM. 15
getting
GM,
nine
yeah,
nine
yeah,
thousand gallon of fuel, 900 gallon of fuel. How you want to say scratch
mhm,
card, all of that.
yeah,
That they don't want you made the money.
yeah,
93,
yeah,
almost 93, 90 million plus in their own budget.
yeah.
But you must say you made $50,000.
I'm gonna make 50 GB because we stupid.
Yeah, that
You
love for
know?
country.
Yeah. So how
But
do you solve this problem?
that's the problem. So Moses,
Nobody
that's
pays
the problem.
attention to these people for
That's the
Canada.
problem. The government is only operating uh like the you know how you establish your little business and you pour your little goods on the shelf. Whoever
Yeah,
come by,
yeah,
whatever they buy that, hey, that how
yeah.
the government operating. They're not sitting down and saying this area is important. This area is not generating income. Let's see how we can strengthen the area to generate income.
Hmm.
This other area here, this is the issue here. How do we seek international support to help? But we got to take, set the precedent. We got to take the lead. You
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
everything. Liberia has been a begging country from its inception.
Oh yeah, that's
And how can
yeah.
we reach this century of
Mhm.
existence and remain a begging country? The president runs over to Israel to go and get $63 million campaign money
Yeah.
because of what it is. What type of money is that? And what is the money for? And who's going to pay back that money? When is that money? What's the term of agreement? So
The
that they operate in silos, they operate behind the scene, they operate in the dark, and the Liberian people are going to inherit all this nonsense these guys are creating, getting rich and
at the
at the
expense of the
expense
country. Yeah.
of the people, you know.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate.
So, like this problem we're talking about, right? And this is the bigger problem that our people in government are not looking at. When you have a man who, by Liberian standard or in Liberian parlance, we call a zogo. Mom is an addict. Dad is an addict. Grandmom is an addict. Grandfather is an addict. The uncles. And waiting gonna happen to the grandchildren and the great grandchildren. Very soon you're gonna have what they call generational addiction. It means you come from a background, you come from a family orientation where all of your relatives are addicts. What happens? You're going to increase the prison population of the country because a good number of people who are addicts are criminals because they have to do everything to support a habit. That's why today you go to Liberia, you see the homes are all looking like what? Prisons. They got animal bar inside, animal bar outside. You go to Liberia on a consistent basis. Volcano, when fire breaks out in Liberia in any of those homes, how you gonna survive? The front door is metal. The back, I mean, the front door is, I mean, is metal door. The window, you have metal inside, you have metal outside, and you have a fire outbreak. How do you escape? Because we
Yeah.
have a high crime rate in the country.
So
Volcano,
Moses, I
the
guess
abroad, the two all grew in. Did you see that?
the issue is just something that this government won't be able to do anything with. And if the right government is not put in power that will really take the country from this, situation, then we have another 6 years to deal with. But let's move to the next topic. You said
Yeah.
you had something to
Oh, okay.
introduce that. Yeah.
Yeah, Volcano, it comes back to the same thing we're talking about earlier, and we always say that Liberia's greatest problem is greed. Before coming to this podcast, while driving, I was listening to Spoon, and no guy's book a story. I mean, I felt sick to my gut. The book of story that Mr. Yuri, Benona Yuri of the ALP, I think they call it All Liberian People Party or whatever,
Hmm. Hmm.
that Henry Costa belongs to. It has been rumored in recent time that Mr. Yuri was contemplating on endorsing Mr. Weir. So it's my understanding that as reported by Spoon, they've been doing a lot of behind the scene discussion, and today was the day for them to meet. Mr. Yuri was supposed to meet with Moba Molu, the same room that Henry Costa claimed to have gone to meet those people that they talked to him about the $30 million. Remember? I think room what?
Three
309?
3 or something
Yeah,
Royal Hotel.
yeah, Royal Hotel, right? So the same room, and it is my understanding that that room is being paid for by the Minister of Finance. So today, Mr. Yuri and the party chairman of the ALP, they went to the same room, the same hotel, with the hope that they were going to meet Mr. Moba Molu. When they got there, while sitting there, what happened? Minister Tua show up. Uh, the campaign chairman of the CDC, Eugene Nambe, he also reportedly show up. And then they went to the discussion. So the arrangement was that today they were supposed to make some payment to Mr. Ure. The CDC was supposed to make some payment to Mr. Ure. So then, as reported by Spoon, the guys wanted for Mr. Ure to go and make the endorsement first. But
That's not,
Ure do that,
that's not,
sir.
that's not towards me. You gotta work for it before I pay you.
Ure do that, sir, my man.
Oh, you when you were up with money I told her he was staying talking about how looking for food to eat, talking
So it is
about
my understanding that Ure told them, said, no, my man, it's uh the Israel will say money na what money na hand, right? Back that
yeah.
brown. You will say, my man, I gotta drop the TV before I make the drop. So it did not work out. So you got back, and, they elected the president, and the president intervened. He said, my man, so you were getting an ultimatum. He said, my man, by 5 o'clock, if you ain't get back to me there, I think it would be a done deal. So they got back to the president. This is laughable, but it just speaks volumes about, Liberia, Volcano. Just the other day, what did Mr. Rena say about President Weir? And they talk about being nationalists. Where is the sense of nationalism? You have somebody that is literally retarding everything in the country. The country is what? Sinking. And you guys that people look up to as influential people, opinion leader, the educated, and you go behind the door and somebody give you chicken change and you want to go and endorse it, man. Where is the sense of nationalism for Canada? Let me stop there, actually. Where's the sense of nationalism?
Well, I think these people, when you think about Liberia's problem, when people say, oh, the, the country, it was never anything, so let it just remain the way it is. That's what it is. And sometimes I hear these people and I say, you're telling the truth. You are telling the truth. The country was nothing, so let it just remain like nothing. Because if you want to make change, if you want to effectuate change, it is a process. It's not miraculous. And in the process, there is a degree of patriotism, especially when that change is for a greater good of a people, of a culture, of a society, and you say a nation. It can always be about the individual people within the decision making. It has to do with the greater good of the people. Ben Yuri has no good character. Alfonso talked about Ben Yuri's affiliation, how he got his money and the things he done in the past, smuggling arms in the country. These guys are looking for protection anyhow. So if Omer Bwaga now looks like the one who will not win the elections, of course, people are predicting that this president is doing everything possible to win the elections. He's putting mechanisms in place, he's putting money in place, uh, they're putting systems in place that will tilt the elections in their favor.
Yeah.
So these guys who are getting the inside scoop are saying, but then what's the end of hanging with Bwaga? If we gotta go another 6 years, I'm not going to go get drowned with Bwaga.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in the canoe where we are. You understand me? I'd rather be in the canoe where we are and we go on the rapids, not to get drowned with Bwaga. Daniel Chi, of all people.
Yeah.
They sat on there and told the man $70 something thousand dollars to eat a year, man, instead of money lost. You understand me? The man money lost. We tired rally, the money just walk away.
Yeah.
Then he passed me on the man again. He said he doesn't wear.
Yeah, he does wear.
So the issue we will have to he does we have to now. Because my man, if that no, mostly this is serious. If everybody gotta get choppy, everyone's looking for where the chopping at. And you yourself said it. Because that's what it sounds like. They're not concerned about the country's future. They're not concerned about taking the country from where it's at and bringing the country back in the community of nations where it can be proud of itself. They continue to run a gangster paradise. Because when these kinds of people with no spine, with no good character, big criminals, warlords, all these folks are finding outlets to perpetuate themselves in the limelight of acting relevant in the decision-making trajectory of the country. That tells me the country is in serious.
Definitely it is.
Yeah. So the unfortunate thing here, the question here is, who now has the character? Who now has the moral spine? Who now has the country at heart? Let's go back into the presidential candidates, the few that are out there who we now know. George Manawia, Joseph N. Bwaka, Alexander Benedict Cummings, Tewonse Gonglo, Sarah Yanati, Beslo Yanati, Clarence Moniba.
Yeah. I don't forget, man.
Telford Ammons. Our man Edwin Beamer.
Yeah.
Formerly of the People's Liberation Party, PLP.
Yeah, PLP.
So that's your lineup for the presidency.
In total, they got 20 presidential candidates now.
That the one that I know, resonating.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to say here, look at him. Who's there really cares about the country?
Nobody.
Who's there? Who's there
Nobody.
really care about the country? Teffa Amon says that he's the greater action party of Liberia. He said he will pay the people well. Uh, Mr.
Man, they go
Gongo
to
here
school.
said they will sweep all corruption from the country. Sarah Yanati says that there will be equitability. All right, women rather will have rights. Um, Joe Wiase, where you nothing? Hope for change.
Oh,
JMB
yeah.
say arrest.
Yeah. A
You know,
rescue.
yeah.
Trying
So
to.
so we have all these things happening, but my brother, let also this election is one of the ugliest elections will be.
Oh yeah.
The
I can see
ugliest
that. I can
election in
see
the
that.
history
Yeah.
of the country. People ain't even cross carpet yet. They ain't cross carpet yet. Let's get around September when the real money start coming outside. When the money that they've been printing, the money that they've been keeping, when the
Mm-hmm.
raw dog, the Liberian with the raw dog, they start coming outside. You will see people jumping ship.
But many people jumping ship the hell.
They jump here though. So
But look,
Cummings got to go deep in her pocket. The way JMB ain't got nothing. And by the time the people finish crossing from Unity Park, then nothing will be
man,
left there.
nothing will be
I
left
know
there.
Sarah. I know if Sarah brought
That's low.
retirement money from United Nations. That one by the time the weapon she will be broke.
Oh
That
yeah.
money back. I know where he taking a small thing from. But our men beating Doma,
Oh,
you
my
know.
man,
But man, it's serious. The real crossing carpet coming.
this
It's
is a
coming.
big
It's on the
business,
horizon.
Volcano.
Yeah.
It's a big business.
Everybody wants something.
Hmm.
Because when you think about it, the people make the commitment to you. Think about how we have made all that commitment to MDR, Prince Johnson. What
Yeah.
Prince Johnson crying? Said the man girl
The
nothing, man
man
girl
delivered
telecom.
nothing.
He
Man
said,
just lie
listen,
there.
listen. He said, the man girl telecom. Who sending mail? Who mailing letter?
Nobody posting letter anymore.
So the
Yeah.
people, so right now, in
Mhm.
from what I see, people want what they can get now. Because
What
at the
I
end of
said.
the day, the promises will be empty.
Mhm.
Once the man hold the hem of leadership, what you can do about it? When the
Nothing.
man got people around who still want to be in those positions, you
Nothing.
tell me if we have mergers with anyone, solid people, you think he will take Samuel Tour and make a new finance minister?
No.
Zero, zero,
No.
zero. So if you can get your cut now, get your cut. You gotta what it tells you. So Daniel Chair then, what my man, what his name, Bernard Euro,
Bien, you right?
the little small
Yeah.
thing he spent behind the coalition, if there
Oh
was
yeah.
one,
Man say
yeah, he
he
need your
went for
money
his
back.
money. Oh yeah.
He
Man
get
went for
money
his
back.
money. He get people
So
ultimatum
so
to 5 o'clock.
so
So
so Moses, that's where we are.
yeah.
To answer your
Look,
question,
greed is Liberia's foremost problem.
because
I'm
greed
telling
leads
you,
to
Volcano.
corruption.
Oh yeah.
Because people think the taking of money is corruption, but the decision you make
Is to us
is
is
corruption.
greed. Yeah, yeah.
No. The decision, better
Yeah.
not you. The decision you make tomorrow is corruption. You ain't gotta take anything. Just the bad decision you make, you corrupt the society. You corrupt the chances for opportunity, for growth, for transformation. People always think that corruption means money, or material things. No,
No, it goes beyond that.
it goes beyond that. And if you don't have, the what I would consider the integrity in your decision making, you flip flopping, you are corrupt.
You are corrupt. When you cheat people, you are corrupt. You myself will go into a deal. Oh yeah, my man, come here, come help me do this. When I succeed, I will put you at this level, and the time come I renege on that. That's corruption. That's
Mm-hmm,
greed.
mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm.
that's part of dishonesty. So our situation is that, like what we're talking about now. Mr. Ure runs a company in Liberia, and no company thrives in an environment that is infested with criminals. When national security is in crisis, and you have a president that pays no attention to national security, the police underfunded, national security gets no support. And that is the man that you will go behind closed door and they gave you a few dollars and you want him to be reelected? What made you think that this man's reelected tomorrow? You will have the opportunity to run your company as it is being run now.
May see here.
But man, look, you guys are so self-centered, Volcano. It's sad.
Let me just quickly remind our viewers you're
Sure.
listening to the 170th broadcast here of the Issues Room. We're here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and our Issue Room page. This evening, we're looking at some of the trending issues in the country, the critical issues uh, we're discussing here with you, our viewers. We want you to chime in. We want to hear from you. Momentarily, we'll be bringing in Memory Lane by Dr. Manu Smoke. Uh, the caption here for tonight is The Law of 2 Feet, Liberia's Failed Politics. That will be the caption, or that's the caption for our Memory Lane uh, presentation here tonight. We'll also come through with what type of country is this. So we encourage you to stay tuned with us, share the link, invite someone. We're here Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our colleague Alphonso couldn't make it in tonight. We even had discussing Samuel Abu, who also couldn't make it in tonight. But overall, we're still holding the fort. Again, we say thank you for being there with us. We'll take one more topic and then we'll go straight into the last two
Yeah.
segments of our broadcast.
Quickly, let me just say this. Volcano. Let's look up some of the things that the president said. Just one or two things, right? Mr. Weah said when it came to the leadership of Liberia in 2018, the economy of Liberia was entitled. And since that time up to now, according to him, the economy has improved significantly. Is that true, Volcano?
It can be, it can be. How can a country that has no industrialization,
Mhm.
say that the country's economy has improved? How can a country where many of the businesses packed up and left, investors packed up and left at the end of Helen's reign, how can a country that boosts United Nations employees who were bringing money into the country's economy all packed up and left, and you say the economy is better off?
Than what it was before.
How possible is that when the unemployment rate in Liberia is abysmal?
That's a key
How
one now.
how how how
How
that
many jobs
possible?
have they created? How many
How
jobs?
how how is that possible when the
It's not.
people can barely find food to eat? How is that possible when the person living on 50 cents a day?
Mhm.
How is that possible when people are all on Facebook trying to extort people? Begging $5 here, send me $10, this and that. How is that possible when only the elite are enjoying? How is that possible? What type of planet is President we are on that the Republic of Liberia economy is better than any other economy?
Than what it was before.
How?
And Volcano in the Salif administration, in the public sector, the least or the average public sector employee salary was $150 US. In Weah's administration, the average public official, I mean the average public servant earns less than 50 US dollars a month. And you have a president. Sometimes when I hear George Weah, read some of these things, Volcano, I can ask myself, I say, this guy, does he comprehend? some of these, speeches that people write for him? Or does he really take time to, because as a leader, you need to review what people gave you before you mount the podium. Because Volcano, it doesn't make no sense when you yourself, that things are crumbling around you, and somebody write you something that it seems completely the opposite. And they say, oh yeah, chief, go and deliver this.
But listen to what Shaggy McCaffrey says
Yeah.
here. That is true. You are all looking at it from the citizen's point of view, right? Meaning the way we
Yeah.
expounding on it. You look like if you look at it from Weir's point of view, Weir economy has improved because his pockets and bank accounts have blown up. He's building condominiums, and all his right hand people are enjoying flying first class all over the world. When you enjoying the free assets of the people, then yes, you don't know
I
the
agree.
pitch. You don't
I
understand
agree.
the pitch. And that's a very brilliant way that Shaggy McCaffrey
I
said it.
agree.
In his world, the economy is doing good.
Because they're
From the
doing good.
lenses of the poor people,
Mhm.
they are in peril. That's the contrast here. So it's easy for Samuel Tour to write that the economy is doing good because Samuel Tour, the last time I checked, is not using any Liberian dollar in his wallet. And it's not even an old US dollar. He's using the brand new, the one when you hold it a day, to say, will cut your finger, that the one in his wallet. Eugene
Yeah.
Nangwe, he's eating steak, he's eating shrimp, he's eating lobster. They're riding first class, like the young man says. Yes, their economy is better. Their economy is better. The ordinary people don't have it.
That's true.
So I think that's a better way to put it. You know,
Yeah.
Colin
Yeah.
Patel said our people can only vote right. We have a better country. But Joe, we are being out if
Absolutely.
the people can vote right. But look at
It's
the
sad.
people. How are the people? How when you see this kind of dramatization, the man calls a rally, the place is overpacked. They don't even care about the safety of people. People fainting for them. Oh, the man
Yeah.
pull the
Yeah.
crowd.
The proving point. Yeah.
They pull
May
the
I
crowd.
support? Yeah.
No safety measures.
No.
You overcrowd a space with thousands and thousands of people. Can you imagine in a scorching African sun? Why
But
people won't feel? The
I
human
played.
temperature itself, the heat. Then
Yeah.
you put people together in the scorching African sun,
Yeah.
and you say,
In the
why?
hundreds, my man.
I said thousands, you say hundreds.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you literally, jamming the people together and to prove a point.
And check this out. No
Yeah.
bathroom water.
Oh no, 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 no. You're on your own.
Can you imagine, my brother?
Yeah, you're on your own.
What type
You're on
of
your own.
country is this?
You're talking about no.
Oh God.
Mamelo, our planning can be so terrible. Can you imagine, Mamel, you're planning an event like that? Nobody
Yeah,
would think about, Mamel,
yeah.
we need to
Portable
get
bathrooms.
some, yeah, we need to
Yeah.
have some, somewhere for people to use.
Hmm.
And nobody would think about that, though.
No, no.
The ladies come, they want to use the restroom, they have to go in the neighborhood. Hey, my sister, let me use your house. Can you imagine that?
Oh, but to be honest with you, the
Mhm.
people that are living around there, they charging people to use their bathroom. Oh, my man, pay their own fee. What wrong with you, Moses? What?
You say, yeah, oh my, go inside there, but make sure that 10 bucks.
Because
When
we
the men
got,
are there,
we
but
got,
10% a 100 bucks go.
oh yeah, we got to draw water, we got to flush, if you can easily flush.
Yeah.
Or the outside bathroom, you pay 10 bucks to go use the outside bathroom. In a flush toilet,
and
you pay 20 bucks,
and
25 bucks. What kind of thing is this,
and,
man?
and forget it lastly. This is very laughable. This is the one that the president said yesterday. He said of all the presidential candidates that are contesting this race,
Mhm.
he's the most experienced. Do you agree to that?
Yeah, because he's the president of Buddha. No, no, no. He's right. I will give him that.
No, he's that.
Moses, 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 Moses.
Yeah.
and I'll make the case tonight. Mr. President, I hope you listen to me. Let me fight for you small.
The man say he's the most.
Mr. President, let me fight for you small.
Yeah, fire there.
Yeah, let me fight for the president small. They're going for a position called the presidency.
Hmm.
Who has the experience in the presidency of all the candidates? It's not like a Donald Trump, he can tell Joe Biden, say, I have more experience than you because he's been there and he's trying to go for a second term. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about.
None of those people have been in the role of the
Hmm.
presidency.
Hmm.
My brother, it's a different ball game. You and myself said we feel that we're educated, we're experienced. When we hear that presidency, my man, when you wake up the next morning,
Hmm.
when a problem then fall down on your lap, you will not believe it. So Mr. Weah is the most experienced among all of the candidates because
Okay,
he served in the role.
okay,
The
but
other experience are coming. The other experience of coming in a business work, cool, is not equated to the presidency. Sarah in her United Nations and other positions is not equivalent to the presidency. Joe Parker and her agriculture background is not equivalent to the presidency. Theo Goglo and her law thing, he never been a president. So the point here is that in the presidency, in that role, George Manuel Weah is the most experienced.
oh, okay, you know why I agree with you on? You know why I agree with you on Volcano?
I'm listening.
When Mr. Weah said he's the most experienced, we have negative experience and positive experience.
Okay.
So I was rating as the most experienced in terms of negativity.
Okay.
He's the first in the history of Liberia that literally abandoned his country for almost 50 days.
Okay.
He's the first president of Liberia who came to the presidency in less than 6 months. He built for himself 49 condominiums. He's the first Liberian president who came and tore down his 9 street residence. And today he has a mini mansion. Someone will talk about he being the most experienced. I agree with you. We give it to him in terms of negativity. When it comes to positive experience, making impact, he's not comparable to Joseph Boaga. He's not comparable to Alexander Cummings. He's not comparable to Tewon Gonglo. He's not comparable to Sarah Baslow, Yanti. People who understand contemporary politics, people who understand leadership, people who have the ability to monitor, to supervise, to direct, to redirect, to do critical thinking, people who are meticulous. Mr. Weah doesn't come closer to any of those people. I'm not saying that. But in less than 6 years, George Weah has demonstrated that publicly, that he lacks all these skills. So that's what I said. What he said was laughable because he doesn't measure up to anything. How do you leave a country, Volcano, and something happening in your own country, you act like you don't even live there? That leadership? I give it to you.
Yeah, no, I was just being practically,
I agree.
formal here when we look at the presidency as an
Yeah.
office. He's the most experienced
Yeah,
because
he sat in that position, or he's currently
yeah,
sitting in the
yeah,
position. We
who's there
agree.
with
But
regards
what
to
has he been able to accomplish
the
by sitting in there? What has the country gained?
man built more roads than any
Yeah, the
president.
message built most
He built
role.
more
You
hospital than
believe
any
that, Volcano?
president. He paid wire fee for all students. He gave free education. So those are the positives that this president talked about. But let me give another positive here that this president,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going
Yeah.
to say something.
Hmm.
Uh, I was born on GSA Road, grew up in the Painesville area. And all the time as I grew up as a young man, I was always concerned between the red light to EW junction.
Hmm.
How long is that? Probably 3 miles or less. That for Yes, no president could even expand that into a boulevard.
Mhm.
I always said to myself, could we just have a loop around Monrovia and its suburb, right?
Yeah.
Which would be what is it today when that corridor is completed, the one from Red Light now to Eardavia Junction. And then Eardavia Junction goes to Broad Street, come around, take the Freeport, you know, a true double lane now, two lane going, two lane coming.
Yeah.
That's that we'll call the Beltway, in
Mhm.
America here, something that looping around the city.
Yeah.
Um, I want to give President Weah the credit for being able to push that little project because it opens up that corridor and it kind of improve the commutability of pedestrians and transportation and all of that.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if that piece is finished yet, but before I left Liberia last May, they had completed up to Dupo Road. From what I hear, they've reached GSA Junction and they're
Mhm.
continuing now to the EAW Junction, passing LBS, our former
Okay.
workplace, to there.
Okay.
So that's a plus from my perspective. At least I've seen that happen now in my lifetime, and I can give him the credit because he's the one sitting in office and he's the one who made sure that at least for the most part, we now have a loop around Monrovia and its environs of a two-lane going, two-lane coming highway. And I
Okay.
thought to just add
Okay.
this in the
Yeah.
equation tonight.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Let's move on to our next topic.
Yeah. So what's the last one?
Yeah, and that's what you're trying to come up with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
So
ahead. Hmm.
so you know you saw again. I don't know if you had the opportunity to weigh in on the issue of
Yeah.
the lawsuit, the
Oh yeah. Hmm.
the Smith lawsuit
Okay.
against the Spoon Network.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought I kind of teased you with it last night, and I want to also just close on it quick.
Okay.
The information that was given to the public by Spoon Network, and this is where everyone was involved. It was doing the census, right? And
Hmm.
the story broke where the LAC said that this young man, Wilmot Smith, had misappropriated monies. They bought rotting generator. They upped the price. They were all in the funds of Legis, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the news broke, and he decides that he will sue Mr. Witherspoon. Mr. Witherspoon had a talk show, or has a talk show. Let's put it now as
Hmm.
has a talk show. And during the days of that talk show, members of the closing argument, who are the breakaway guys, were all in that conversation. So the talk show made a presentation,
Hmm.
try to help. I know you don't have a legal mind, but just from
Yeah.
your perspective,
Mm.
let's try to understand here when the closing argument guys brought in this man and he's making all of this clean. But weren't they, and I was thinking to myself, weren't they part of the conversation then when the news broke about Wilmot Pay, that Wilmot Smith, rather, that he had uh, corrupted Legis? Weren't they a part, weren't they were the panelists who were making this
I mean,
presentation?
at the time Mr. Spoon made that statement, my friend and brother Tourmaline, Dr. Peabody, Kefansan, and Ben Sanfi. Those days when we talk about Spoon, those names were never excluded. So there's no way that Volcano, any of them will come to say, "Oh well, we're not part of that discussion." They all participated in that discussion. Okay, and like I was telling you last evening, what I do know of as a journalist is that when lawsuits are made against institutions for slander, libel, or defamation, or whatever, Uh, the plaintiff usually go after the institution. You say, I'm taking issue room to court. You're not taking Moses Sandy, even though Moses Sandy is the one who made a pronouncement. But you're taking issue room to court because Moses Sandy used issue room as a conduit, and the conduit being the medium. So you hold the issue room liable for hurting your image or whatever that you will be claiming. So for people who associated with Spoon at that time, to try to indirectly, oh well, it's not us, it is Water Spoon. Uh, I have a problem. I agree with you 100%. I have a problem. Yes, they were all part of the show, and whatever happened at that time, whether good or bad, they all take it. You can't claim the positives, and when it comes to the negative, you say, "Oh no, I wasn't part of it." No, to me, the how I see it, Volcano.
No, and I'm just thinking out loud to myself because you and I would talk most of the
Yeah.
time, and being a critical thinker, I was asking myself, let's
Mhm.
say this podcast here tonight, the
Yeah.
two of us are here. Whatever we say here tonight, now both of us, my man, you can kind of say you
Yeah.
ain't part
So
of this.
no.
Now, Alfonso can say you are not part of this
Yeah, because you are not
broadcast.
part of the show.
You're not
Yeah.
part of the broadcast. But if you are part of the broadcast and then all of y'all say, oh, well, we must play the man stole there, the man this is entire and put all on spoon. Then you turn around and bring the man, interview the man on your show and
Yeah.
making the man to say that spoon is going after.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
just thinking aloud to myself.
Yeah.
Some things you just let it lay to rest.
That letter. Yeah.
Some things you don't try to sell image.
Mhm.
You don't. And I hate when we do this to each other.
Yeah.
What's this? You can't use one person to be the fall guy. If everyone put a hand in the cookie jar, or if one man put his hand in the cookie jar and handed the cookies to everybody and they ate the cookies, you are also an accomplice.
Of course. That's how it goes.
You should be thinking of to yourself, you know.
Mhm.
So now, coming to make the point, he did not sue the entity. He sued Mr. Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure that Mr. Witherspoon's entity, I don't know how it is set up, but even with the fact rather that he reneged his position as
CEO.
CEO, why they didn't go sue Spoon Network as the conduit? They're suing Mr. Witherspoon.
Yeah, because I was looking through.
Because again, it was
Yeah,
the Spoon talk.
yeah, it was a spoon talk. Yeah,
Witherspoon was a panelist or a
on spoon
moderator
talk. Yeah,
on Spoon Talk
yeah,
that had a conglomeration of other panelists when that story was propagated to the public.
yeah. So
So
that way
why
you,
signal or only Spoon
yeah,
with a spoon?
you go after the institution. The higher it goes. You don't go after the individual.
I want some of you guys who following the show here tonight to chime in. I'm
Yeah,
just thinking out loud because I'm concerned here. Spoon Talk is a program
yeah,
in the Spoon Network,
yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
Spoon Talk had a group of guys who were panelists when they were discussing the census and how the census became a fiasco and who were some of the culprits responsible. And Wilmot Smith was removed of his post because the LACC had conducted an investigation and it was proven or projected that he misappropriated monies for wages, and so he was released of his post by the president. Even during that interview, he evaded a lot of the questions. He tried to play, smart, but it was what it was. So why only Mr. Witherspoon is being sued and not the entity? So if you
It should
guys
be,
can
yeah,
chime in, we
it,
appreciate it.
yeah. It should be the entity. And my man Labro, Volcano, we said it earlier. That sometimes the way we do things is just different. An allegation was made by another government entity. which they call the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. They did an investigation. They audited leges. They audited other government institutions and determined that Mr. Smith and others engaged in acts of corruption. Their names were forwarded to the Justice Ministry for prosecution. But given the Liberia that we have today, where people cherry pick, the Justice Ministry did nothing. We had a chairman of the commission that was very, very, a chairman of the commission that was very, very determined to prosecute the dishonest in Liberia. What did the we administration do? This man had a tenure position. They still removed him. So I'm saying this to tell you the failure on the part of government to prosecute. So Spoon comes and say, quoting the very audit report, that this happened, that happened. And somebody goes to court and say, oh, well, I was slandered. I was defamed. You award a man $1.5 million because you say Waterspoon did not go to court. So you render a judgment of default. The man is not within the bailiwick of Liberia. The man is in the United States. So you shut the radio station down because you wanted people to file a bond of $3 million. And you took this action just 2 weeks ago when the COP, the quote-unquote Council of Petrol of the CDC, called for what? The closure of Spoon. They said Spoon is an anti-government entity. The Secretary General of the CDC, Jefferson Koji, he referred to Spoon Network as anti-government media outlet. Then you close the place down. Because you notice that a Spoon is ready, digging a lot of stuff.
And then the funny thing here is that everybody, then the government said exonerates itself. It's a separate branch of government. But you got no hand inside.
No matter what.
Then the Smith man said, the government ain't inside anything. I don't want to sue the man. I need money right now.
Yeah.
The one I stole it finished. I need to. I got no job.
Yeah, I need that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. What damage? Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is, my brother.
Yeah.
I just thought of loud because I wanted to really understand.
Yeah, but it's good that you had a toy. Yeah. So and Volcano, sometimes a friendship should not only be about when we are
in good times.
In good times, even in tough times. When we say we are friends, we should be friends. You're not my friend today when we are whining and dining. But tomorrow, when I'm homeless and you see me down the street, you act like you even know me. That's not friendship.
Or if I'm in trouble.
If I'm in trouble.
Trouble is the big one.
In trouble.
You know your friends.
Yeah.
Trouble is when you know your friends.
It's unfortunate,
Moses, let's we 8:15. We want to do memory lane and then
let's do it. Yeah, let's do memory lane.
Okay. To all of you, our viewers, thank you for joining us, Richard Riderhammer. We say thank you. Flomo Livingston, good to see you, my brother. Tonight, memory lane by Dr. A. Manin Sumo. The caption is The Law of 2 Feet, Liberia's Failed Politics. The law of 2 feet states simply, if at any time you find yourself in any situation where you are neither learning nor contributing, use your 2 feet and move to someplace more to your liking and understanding. You'll remember our own Liberian musician called African Soldier. African Soldier sang a song called That My Area. Indeed, everybody got their area. The issues room area is to advocate the truth, and memory lane area is to teach the true history. In 1854, the Republic of Maryland in Africa, our current day Maryland County, then a colony, declared its independence from the Maryland State Colonization Society, with Samuel Ford McGill becoming its first president. Note, Maryland did not become part of the Republic of Liberia in 1847. On February 20th, 1857, the Republic of Maryland joined Liberia as Maryland County during the administration of Boston Jenkins Drayton and its third president. The second president was William A. Prompt, whilst its first president was John Brown Rushron, thus making the Republic of Maryland in Africa a failed state. In 1889, Anthony W. Gardner was the president of Liberia. President Gardner failed when he could not protect Liberia's claim to the Galenas, a northern coastal area between the Mano and Siwa rivers. So the British government took advantage of President Gardner's weakness and they annexed the area to today's Republic of Sierra Leone. President Gardner resigned over the issue. He was a failed president. Should a president resign after a failed term, or should he or she muscle up lies to stay in power? Y'all remember President Charles Dunbar Burgess King, aka CDB King. President King's administration was marked with scandals. In 1927, he won the presidential election with over 20 times more votes than there were electors. But the forced labor and slavery scandal forced his resignation in 1930. President King resigned in disgrace and retired from seeking higher office thereafter until his death. In 1944, William D.S. Tubman became president of the Republic of Liberia and ruled for 27 years. While his neighbors were building their countries, he failed to put Liberia on par. He failed with a one-party rule. From the lenses of the outside world, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf left office as one of the most celebrated African leaders of recent memory. But this is what her vice president said about her administration. If you park a race car in the garage for 12 years, it gets rusty. They'll do the math. Given the support and money to the government of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she left office with most people marred in poverty. The healthcare and education systems are in shambles, and roads are deplorable. Worst of all, she made sure to muddy the situation by ensuring her successor is blind to the reality of her failed leadership. Fast forward. The George Weah presidency is all about fun and pageantry, sad for the nation. The U.S. African Leaders Summit, the Millennium Challenge Corporation, the MCC, in 2023 selected Senegal, the Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Mozambique, Sierra Leone, and Zambia as rapidly developing countries in Africa. Sadly, Liberia didn't meet the MCC selection criteria. According to the MCC, selection was based on primarily a country's overall performance in three broad policy categories: ruling justly, encouraging economic freedom, and investing in people. In short, the Weah led administration failed in ruling justly, encouraging economic freedom, and investing in people. This lack of leadership cost Liberia missing out on the Joe Biden's administration investment of $1.2 billion in Africa through the MCC. October 10, 2023 is around the corner. Think Liberia, vote wise. A coming piece, a masterpiece here written by Dr. Amon Sumo. Memory Lane is the conduit. The caption was the 2 feet. which one one of them two feet that you want to walk with.
Another great piece for Canada. I really admire Dr. Sumo for his creativity. In that public, like we want to tell you from the issues room that we really appreciate your contribution to what we do. Thank you so much. Another excellent piece. I know you put a lot into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and very good history too. So you can see
Yeah.
that Maryland, the colony, was a failed state.
Yeah.
Failed President C.D.B. King, President Gardner. Oh man, you remember we had one podcast one time, and I said, "How the hell we the first older African republic, and we sat on there in Guinea land, Ivory Coast, and just took all the land for us." So if we were giving the continent independence, we were propagating for independence. We supposed
Champion
to
the
be
cause. Yeah.
Liberia supposed to be the whole of West Africa. How the hell they just
To
cocoa us and put
everything.
yeah, go in one small corner and say yeah, you're Liberia
Play there.
because we have bad leadership, bad governance.
Mhm.
They think most of them to dating.
No, it's an age-old problem. Yeah. I'm not true. It's
Not
an
to
age-old
dating.
problem.
How could we have been the first country and one of the smallest on the continent? Tell me.
Yeah.
You guys, when you look at what map, look how Guinea just came straight in our stomach, my man. Look how the map
Jackie,
look. Guinea, Guinea,
thank you
Guinea,
for
Guinea
your
from
stomach.
where on that side? Where on that side? You imagine Guinea way behind Sierra Leone and all the part all around there. Come straight in our stomach and dig all the way into Nima and Lofa. Came
Say
all
we
the way
take it.
inside.
Say we take it.
Yeah. How did that
How
happen?
come I did that? Yeah,
And the country got independent in the 50s and 60s. How did that happen?
And see what the people are doing. You see that? Look at this guy who just took over Guinea in a few days. The military man. You saw the bridge that he dedicated, right? Or the highway. Have you seen that volcano?
Mm-hmm.
It's a state of the art.
I see it, yeah.
Oh yeah. You see the highway, my man? It's a state of the art construction.
Yeah. So how did we go from first to last? That's what Thomas Awaji is asking.
But my man,
So, my man, it's time
you
for
want to be
whatever
your
country it is.
you want to be your own thing there. You don't want to help yourself.
Time for whatever country is this,
Say help your
Moses.
country, then when they say help, yeah, when they say help your country, you don't tell you build houses for yourself.
So, Moses,
Aye.
whatever country
Yeah.
is this? That the country was the first independent country in Africa. And he sat on there. All the other smaller countries they gave power to, they can't just to oil on the land. He said nothing he fought for it. What type of country is this?
What type of country is this? When all the opposition that was shouting all over the place today, they are all going behind, the ruling party. What type of country is this?
They stand for nothing, my man. They stand
My
for
man.
All right, so let's do the dramatization here quick. Let's do the dramatization. You bend on that, you're right. All right?
Volcano.
Oh, my man, let's do the dramatization. You bend on that, you're right.
Yeah,
Okay?
dramatizing, yeah.
So I'm calling you now. Mr.
Yeah.
Ure, my man, how
Yeah.
you doing?
Your boy was yellow.
So
Man, it been a while.
Yeah, I know, but you still going with the rescue mission?
What? My man, all my dead body, but I would never be president of Liberia.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah, man.
My man, we got a proposition for you. Oh.
My man, you probably full of joke, man. What kind of proposition again, you boy?
My man,
George.
that's a proposition for you. So you know what you do? Let's meet in room 309 to Royal Hotel.
But George, what you want me to meet with?
My man, listen, the thing that's simple thing. You meet with the insider. Our campaign chairman will can't see you. We got something good for you. Honestly.
You boy, you joking, man. Hello, my man. I don't want no hard joke, yeah.
My man, you told me say you go with Baga. Okay, but you won't go with Cummings?
My man, I told you that man would never be president. And I don't want to start the whole confusion
Yeah, you
something
first
we.
said you said the man got money, just
Yeah,
pretend.
yeah. Ain't see the man all that thing that so big news you were making. That man broke, my man. The man get nothing back.
Mm. You
Yeah.
think you, but you're not going with Gonglo, eh?
My man Konglo will not go nowhere. Why always my time for?
For real?
My man
So wait,
Konglo,
let me ask you something. You
yeah.
going with Madam even call you? The Madam not call you?
Who or the Oma?
Yeah, my man, our old man, she not call you.
Yeah, the other day she come on the other Talia, and I told Talia say, look, Talia,
Don't do
tell
business hall.
yeah, tell the Oma we're not interested in comments.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So let me in 309, okay?
What time you want me be there?
My man, let me there 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Can I bring my party chairman along?
You can come with him. You want bring that Costa begin behind you, eh?
No, not I said my party chairman, not Costa. When a medical operation there, I can bring Costa. You know that I made a talk too much.
No, I can imagine. Before it be all worried in social
Yeah.
media.
Hey, so what about did to the old man? No, no,
But
no, no, no.
but tell
I
me
can't bring that man behind me.
tell me the truth, your hand on that in that thing.
No, my man, my hand when
But
I inside.
but you sat down there and making and representing your whole party. You say your hand on inside. Come on, man.
My man, my man, my man George, I'm telling you, my hand when I inside. That boy can't listen, yeah. I'm a 7 year. I have fasting. Don't do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
He say, Mr. Ure,
He said,
you my
man got to
dad,
talk off.
but
But
then one year I will talk.
man got to talk off.
Yeah, so that boy when dating, I'm not bringing that man behind me. If you want me to bring the man there, I will not be there.
No. I say, I just asking who come you. That all asking.
I said, my party chairman, my man, that man, you correct, you know, keep him more.
Okay. All right. So we'll meet at three now. Okay. When
Okay.
you get there, just tell the receptionist to be in 309.
My man, I will be to that place by 2:30 and be
Okay.
waiting.
You go there, just tell them say you must be in the room.
Yeah.
Take the key there. Just go there. We'll come meet with you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is Mr. Ure.
So you in the room? Yeah. Okay, my man. Open the door.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but my man,
Uh,
I know you were expecting the man to come, but I had to come. Send that to her. I had to find a minister. So the people called me. They told me the thing you're talking about.
but
So
to
you
what you can do?
interested?
But man, to what you can do to play again?
But man, who got the money now? Who got the? And I mean, got to bring the
But
money.
they think that party business. You can't.
Eh,
That government thing one can point inside again, my man.
but
They
man,
think that party business.
but man, at the end of the day, I'm not part of the CDC.
Okay,
Eh?
I
Yeah,
agree.
I'm part of the CDC. So
Okay.
okay, so we already got everything that we want you to talk. Okay, we want you to
Mm-hmm.
declare your support for Georgie.
Yeah.
Okay, so you willing to do it?
Yeah, but you all know what we'll talk about first before coming here. You ready?
We ready, but I mean, I would give you the thing. You made a proclamation. Yeah, you got to
No,
make a
but
proclamation.
that's not what George and myself will talk about. I told George.
Uh-huh.
George said I should come here with my party chairman today and pick out the team. Then what you talking about again?
But yeah, but you gotta make a proclamation first that you tell
No,
me
my
you
man.
supporting you
Look,
supporting.
Molu, I will not do that. George and myself we talk. George said I should come meet you, Eugene, and other people so I can pick out the team and go. You know our party convention that this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And we told George we need something to have the convention.
Okay.
So he said we should come. You will get it in. Then he said, I'm gonna go talk first. No, my man, I can't do that, man.
But man, we don't do business like that. Anybody who dealing with the CDC, you gotta do the work first. So you need to do the work, then I know what we do.
Well, my man, let me tell you, y'all go tell George this. Y'all get up to 5 o'clock today.
Mm-hmm.
To either go by the arrangement we have or I take in my hand other A. I will not make no pronouncement if you can't do what we talk about. So Molu, tell the party,
Yeah,
tell
Uncle
the
you,
convention,
Uncle
yeah.
you, don't make anything hard.
No, but my
Just
man,
listen. We got the media man outside there. We just want to set up quick. You made a pronouncement, and your thing will put it in your trunk.
Hello,
The thing outside
Molu,
already.
Molu. You know I can bone you, right?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, okay. So that talk there, don't bring that thing to me, man. The man must have will agree. He said I should come here. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
will get a thing today. He said, Eugene, everybody are gonna be here. Then I come down and he tell me, say, oh man, go and talk first. No, you're not playing that game with me. Look,
So
my
no,
man, Apaku, don't do that thing to me. You either agree on what was decided to do or my hand other A. I gave you 5 o'clock. You go tell George.
okay. So no money, no talking.
No.
Okay, all right. We'll tell the baby.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll tell the
Yeah,
president.
yeah, thank you, my man.
Yeah.
We'll
All
go.
right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. My man was so eat up a bill. Eat up a bill. Going to make up announcement. The thing that judges say my game was they're going to get half. And you must said you Molu and myself with Eugene will share the other one.
So my
Won't
man,
tell.
I do it, my
Won't tell.
man.
Won't tell president we are say we get a man all the thing that take is.
Yeah, my man, I do it. My man, to a little I know everything. The papa will come and do that thing, but they maybe
Yeah.
damn when I give him money. My man, to
Yeah.
just mess the whole thing on, man.
Yeah.
My man, all of that, I to it, man, my man. Everywhere the man let us show that you know everything.
Yeah.
The man
It's
mess the
for
whole deal up.
yeah. At least if we bring half of the things said, give it to the baby, we're gonna talk.
Yeah, my
But
man.
you bring nothing. You got the
Yeah,
money,
and
but
then
you
he
won't
said the
give it.
papa more eating that papa too big.
That might be not stupid.
We'll
All
come
right.
and get the papa song at 300. We can go tell the president, say we'll get it,
Get a man
man.
1 million. Get a
Five,
man one.
even 1 million, sir, because you
Yeah.
know it's hard for the man to see the president.
Yeah.
You will never see the president.
We just block it with.
And yeah, we block the man anytime you call somebody, we
Yeah.
intercept a phone
Say
call,
phone call.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
twerking, you want to ask, like, you too smart. I want made a man.
Yeah.
So,
But
I'm not.
a US pronouncement come through for the president. That big pronouncement
Oh,
that
yeah,
thing.
my man. A big
Because
boost.
yeah, because you see Euro with Bobby Baka.
My man, that
You
whole
know.
curious well would drop, my man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the man was commissioner there before. That whole
So
curious well.
Moses,
Yeah.
what?
Ye-
Oh, oh, what? Who that? What type of country is this? That somebody just jump from nowhere. Where the one coming from again? They're hiding us, like you said.
The man want to go out of business.
but let me go to read some of these things there before we come back to the skit here and discuss this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let guess what type of country is this?
Yeah.
My man, that is let me get some of these things. Oh, this thing frees me up. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. The country is not at ease because the country is suffering from a deficit leadership as Thomas Awaji. All right, let me see if this stuff is not frozen again. So let me press there. What type of country is this? For 6 years, the ruling party behaved like they are in the opposition.
Yeah.
What type of country is this? Called when these so-called opposition leaders can't put themselves together for the good of the country. Greedy hunters.
Now you can call about that.
Greedy hunters.
Yeah.
What type of country is this? Hashtag Global Livingstone that political leaders pretend to love the country.
Yeah. What type of
Yeah.
country is this?
From Samuel Abu for Wilmot Smith to recover that 4 million in his lawsuit against Spoon, he will need to prove that Spoon broadcast is alleged defamation with malice.
Yes.
But Spoon was simply interpreting and analyzing the LACC's and the GAC report on Wilmot Smith, who is a public figure. So where you
Absolutely.
going with the lawsuit?
Yeah. And now one of the most difficult thing to prove in defamation lawsuit, malice.
What type of country is this Shaggy McCaffrey that room 309 Liberia can do wonders? I would not vote for we are. This is room 309. We are is the man. We are is corrupt. This is room 309. We are uh have
Never
never
stole one
stolen
cent.
have never stolen 1 cent from the Liberian people. However, the auditors visit 309. We are didn't
They
do
didn't do
it.
it,
So
etc.
anytime you visit 309, your story changed.
But man, they
I'm
try to go to
afraid.
309, you're late with trouble.
I'm afraid. What type of country is this? Every day, the CDC folks are thanking George Weah for putting them in poverty.
They get the people motorbikes yesterday. Oh.
What type of country is this, Shaggy McCaffrey, that the euro will support Weah for money business, but his daughter is so and his so-called son Henry say they will not follow their father to CDC. What type of country is this, Thomas Awaji, where the issue room is having the drama class tonight?
That's a good one, Thomas.
But man, we used to do the play letter in school. You remember when we used to do drama? That drama
Yeah.
club. Uh,
The drama
we
club,
got
yeah.
we got some acting in our blood.
Yeah.
But Moses, what type
Yeah.
of country is this?
Yeah.
You call a rally, you underestimate the number of people
Mhm.
and people fainting all over the place. And for you now, you're making it
You're
a big
making news.
show.
You're making big news.
Did they forget the stampede the other day in Newtown?
In Newtown, yeah.
What type of country is this?
Mhm.
Where people's lives are just taken for granted.
Nobody care.
You have some thousands and thousands of people in that bathroom.
Yeah.
What about the
No,
people? What about the people jam there?
no sense of crowd control. No. They just put the people in the street, my man.
What type of country is this, Kali Pato? When hungry man refuses $30 million,
He
when he
doesn't
doesn't
even.
even have a source of income. What type of country is this?
What type of country is this?
Raymond Clark, what type of country is this? So to cross over to a party, you have to meet in room 309. Eh?
What type of country is this?
Shaggy
Well, that 309,
McCaffrey.
that room 309 is a powerful room in Liberia. Oh.
What type of country is this? That the basic needs are not met to rally as long as the numbers show up, we're winning elections.
Mhm. What type of country is this? Everybody go there and do their late thing, eh?
What type of country is this, Moses?
Yeah. 309 is a
3,000
power.
motorbike.
Yeah, 3,000 motorbikes.
3,000.
They say that gift to the people.
So that lucky ticket, you get how they would divide 3,000 with 100,000 people.
They My understanding is that they were doing something like a, how you call it, like a draw.
That's what I'm saying. They put your
Yeah.
name in the hat.
Yeah.
If you get lucky, they pick you.
They pick you, they give it to you. My
What
man,
type
why
of
you
country
think
is
people
this?
turn out to that playing the numbers? You know what I mean to get a motorbike into this Liberia? Your whole family, my man, you finish lifting them from poverty. And our job, we are saying lifting the people from poverty. Just get a motorbike, my man. At least your family is a show of daily meal. Yeah.
All right, Moses. Let's wrap up at 8:45.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
see your time there. So
What
let's
type of
recap
country is
here.
this? Yeah.
That Costa wrote on his page, we
Mm-hmm.
feel at peace now. Peace from what? Talking all? That's the question of the Shaggy McCaffrey.
Look, you see, I think Henry Costa is being haunted by what he did, a week ago. So he's trying to come back into the mainstream of Liberian politics. And unfortunately, he shot himself in the leg. And that's going to take him years to recover.
Pause. What type
Yeah.
of country is this when national security personnel don't even have logistical support to combat crimes while the government gives out 3,000 bikes? That's a very powerful one, Moses.
Of course, yeah.
This guy misappropriate priorities. What type of country is this? The Costa said man can talk all, but last week man was singing. What type of country is this, Manasumo, when the sitting government uses state money to run campaign?
Yeah. What type of
What
country
type
is
of
this?
country is this?
What type of country is this? What type of country is this that boasts about having a stable economy,
Mhm.
but the government cannot pay its workers? What type of country is this?
What type of country is this? They say the economy is stable when the rate gone back to 200 plus.
Yeah.
What type of country is this? When beggar rest now is more than 20 something dollars and I
Hmm.
just 25 pounds.
Hmm.
Not beggar rest,
Wow.
a quarter of a beggar rest.
And not a regular 100 pounds, oh.
I say a quarter of a beggar rest is
Wow.
in 20 something dollars. Liberia, what type of country is this where the police have no vehicles but CDC is sharing bikes to sycophants?
Yeah. What type of country is
What type
this?
of country is this?
Hmm.
What type of country is this where the 1% is running around with so much money while the 99% live in abject poverty?
What type of
What
country
type
is
of
this?
country is this? And you say the economy is good.
Mhm. What type of country is this when the opposition is literally running after the government for some of the loot? What type of country is
What
it?
type of country is this? Politicians are crossing carpet.
People
And,
crossing
and,
carpet, my
and they're
man.
not crossing carpet to other politicians, they're
No, they
crossing
go to
carpet
the
to the
ruling
government,
party. Yeah,
to the ruling party.
on benefit.
Yeah. What type of country is this, Jackie McCaffrey, that takes security for granted? How do they expect for drugs to not be in the country if the government isn't paying the security personnel, the drug dealers, and illegal actors will pay the security forces?
Of course.
And that's why they're shutting their eyes, they're closing their eyes on these things.
Hmm.
What type of country is this when officials say the country is safe while they hide behind steel bars and high fences at home?
Yeah.
What type of country is this?
What type of country is this, my man? One
All the
after the
government officials got high fence,
high fences, man, other than God, the high fences.
24-hour current,
Yeah.
but they
In
say the
fact,
country is safe.
and Volcano help me understand. I don't know how credible is it. I'm told that even they before they put the ceiling, they said 9 day they put what the metal bars
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
and
yeah.
before they put
The ceiling.
the regular seating over there.
Because some
Can
of the
you
guys,
imagine that?
because some of the guys taking people roof up, like go
Yeah.
put the one or two sheets of zinc and
Hmm.
come through the ceiling to enter the house.
So now you imagine Volcano when a fire breaks out in a situation. If you live
Imagine
in a home like that, what happens?
everybody's perish.
Everybody will perish, my man.
The other thing, if you can't afford the iron body and using the wawa, they nail
What?
the wawa to the 2x2. They
Eh,
nail the wawa across all of the 2x2. Then before they put the ceiling over the wawa, so that it
yeah,
looks
man.
like, and just probably put a entry space, what we call a
Yeah,
cross space to be
yeah.
able to access the roof inside. But even that cross space, the man can come through it too. But that's how sad it is, Moses.
When
That's
the
how sad
security
it is.
situation in the country is sad, oh.
Liberia is in 100% backwards under the current ruling establishment. If Opon and his gangs of thugs are given another 6 years, Liberia will be no more. That's Godwin Weado.
That's true. What type of country is this?
Yeah,
Watching. That's true.
Emmanuel
Emmanuel
Jackson.
Jackson. What type
Shaggy
of country?
McCaffrey that allows its citizens to live like sardines in a can because they
Yeah,
refuse to protect their citizens. What
yeah.
type of country is
Country is
this?
this?
But gentlemen, we got to wrap up. It's 8:45. We didn't intend to stay here for 2 hours. We're hoping to hang around for an hour. Uh, I'm out of state. We're broadcasting from New Hampshire. So Emmanuel Jackson, I'm up the street from you because I know you're in the Boston area. I'm out here in the Rochester, Manchester area
That's a good
in New
time that
England.
to
so
meet, my man.
so I'll be out of here tomorrow, and we'll resume broadcasting our regular studio on Friday from Pennsylvania. But in the meantime, let me take this last one. What type of country is this? Uh, Liberia, where the government is noted and indicted for extrajudicial killing.
Yeah.
All these guys will not give me chance. What type of country is this? that my friends are laughing at me asking if George Weah would be at the Women's World Cup this weekend. What an embarrassment.
Yeah, the mail go. The mail go over, man. but
I
but
won't, so we won't be surprised. Let's see.
but man, I'm not getting fly to that place to go make news. The man is bored. The man has nothing to do, so he look for places to go to. But quickly for Volcano, something that as I was listening to the president today, that's something that really stood out to me. I'm sure you may have similar concern. The marketing association, the UL faculty, professors from the UL. I thought these people supposed to be, apolitical. Why would you go to a political rally? You're teaching a classroom that bring together what diversity. So how will you be in a classroom? You marketers are what? Business people. And you go to what? An endorsement program? Volcano, have you thought about that? You're doing business. You're supposed to be neutral.
I mean, the business people can be neutral in Liberia. The pastors can be neutral. The government will shut down. The government shut down school. The government will shut down businesses. It will shut down churches if they're not in favor of the government. That's simple. And the man that got to shut down issues room. So we gotta start talking for them.
Yeah, we got to
I
start
start
asking our
talking for
people
them.
them to save some money for us.
No, but you know what?
Yeah.
Listen, I come in. We'll be in Liberia. The issues will be in Liberia. If we can meet in 309, room 309, we, we can
Yeah,
have some conversation.
yeah. Let to us send someone our Liberian government money, yeah, so we can, try to eat our share too because they got so much money they throw it all over the place.
Tell you, my brother.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
everybody, thank you so much, man. We'd like to
Thank you.
thank all of you
A great
for
show.
coming
Yeah,
through here tonight to join
yeah.
us. I know that sometimes competing priorities, you may not be here on time, 7 p.m. But anyhow, it was good seeing a lot of you who showed up here tonight. Hopefully, our Friday broadcast will be a little more jam packed and heated. But at least for the most part, we covered the 170th edition. Again, we say thanks to Mr. Sumo, Mane Sumo, for peace rating. Hopefully, we'll get another piece on history. Again, thank you ever so much for your continued viewership, your continued commitment. Frederick Monyu, Thomas Awaji, Flo Livingstone, you guys are just extraordinary. Shaki McCarthy, Emmanuel Jackson, all of you. Adiaha Omo, who always stays up so late out there in Australia. I can't thank you so much, man, for your continued support. Government we are doing when you can find the time, you always show up. My man, Colin Pator, same to you. Raymond Clark, of course. You are the backbone of the issues room. And all we can ask, I'm a framer, of course, I'm a framer. We say thank you guys for everything you do all day, every day for us. Um, we depend on your viewership. We depend on you sharing our link, spreading the word. Cole Moba, thank you, thank you, thank you. Richard Hammer, thank you, Richard, for your continued commitment. Maria Gardell, it's good seeing you here tonight with us. We say thank you too for coming in and hanging out here with us tonight. Fafi Sharif, Menapele Sumo, all the way in Missouri. We say thank you. You've made the issues room one of your places to hang out. As Edward Lefor, of course, from Minneapolis, we say thank you too for coming in the show here tonight to join us here for this good conversation. We'll be back here again, as I said, on Friday by the grace of God, God willing. I pray that my flight takes off tomorrow. I don't want to have the experience I had last time coming out of Minnesota,
Yeah.
so I can be back on the East Coast and Moses will get together. But we'll
Okay.
see you.
Yeah. Thank you,
Have a good
Volcano.
night.
Enjoy. Yeah, you do the same, man. It was a
Yeah,
pleasure.
yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Mhm.